Okay. All right. Matt, not here. Let's find Matt. Where's Matt? Oh, he texted me. Oh, well, I sent it to him. That might be a minute. Okay. We're still setting up a couple things. I'll let you know when Matt joins. Let me I gotta do two more things here. Two more things before we really get going. Matt's not here. He's coming. Go ahead night. We're freaking back. Sabres actually big W last night and a huge W wearing the goat head black again. Very excited to see it. So just share contest. And no, don't do that. Oh my God. We're like, get this in the Discord. Still no Matt. Okay. Pulling up the DraftKings. I'm just gonna start sharing my screen here in just a second. Let's go one step at a time here. Let's pull the good stuff. Let's pull this over here. So I'm looking at actually the right thing, and let's present. I am rushing after work to get on this. Okay. Pull up DraftKings. We got both up here. A lot of news and notes, but I don't know if anything is absolutely slate breaking yet that changes everything. A couple trades just came in. I guess why not start there before that gets in? Both of them are pretty much useless. Ryan Reeves to Minnesota. I don't know, whatever, I guess, right? Like, who really cares? He's pretty much useless, but I guess that's what Minnesota wants, a useless hitter. That's fine for them. One thing I guess I'll show that I mentioned quite often, but if you haven't done this before, Matt Moody, who I do all the shows with and everything, his Twitter lists for people jumping in, we are adding constantly. Every single beat reporter on all the teams, people ask us, like, how do you get the news so fast? You always seem to find it really quickly. Well, we have it all organized. So if you just kind of know the time zones, you know what teams to click on, when to click on them, because they will skate in the time zone they're in. It doesn't take very long to sort of just course through this and find the teams and what you want. So I like to have this up most of the day. And also all of the things that, not everything, but most of the things that we need also go right into our Discord. I don't care about. All right. Which I was going to keep this up though, because this is a bit more pertinent. Let's actually, can we open the image? No. This is going to be updated, but this is kind of one of the things that Matt puts in our Discord that's super duper useful. It's not probably big enough to see in too much, but I don't think I can even really zoom in on it. That's right. No, I can't do anything with it. Open original. This might work. There we go. So this is something that Matt puts in the Discord most days if he can. I guess I'll just run through. This is preliminarily one of the things I look at first. This is kind of how I get my process started with like where I want to look for shots and where I want to look for goals. This slate has I don't want to go into too much detail because I feel like I'm going to waste a ton of time trying to explain this rather than just giving the very basics. But the blue here in Corsi Index is a combination of the last 10 Corsi for adjusted and Corsi against adjusted. So we kind of get like a pace of play for a team individually. And then we also have the expected goals index, which is kind of like a goal above expected type of situation for how a team is playing over the last 10 as well. This is showing that it's like the Rangers haven't actually produced as many expected goals as you might think, but boy, is Anaheim truly, truly one of the worst defensive teams we've seen in decades. So very bad. On that front, we have, this is just something that we like to do, goal share. This is a really good starting block for any sort of parlay. And it's why sometimes I like Florida tonight, like looks like shots should be there. I know the Corsi against isn't fantastic. Like this is a good defensive team, but Boston might not quite be as stringent as they're really good, but it's like, is it enough to make you talk you off of Florida who just shoots from anywhere? Probably not. So this is something I go through every day. goal pace. So like what the pace is comparatively to what the kind of expected goals are. So it kind of shows you like, well, Montreal and Columbus should have the opportunity to go crazy. Will they find the goals? So this is, again, is sort of just a very easy look at the last 10, how we sort of get our process started normally, just so I can kind of start to get the thoughts together, get kind of condense the teams I'm looking at, condense the matchups I'm looking at, to try to get like the best 7 plays on the 15-game slate or the best 6 plays on a 15-game slate. This is the first starting block almost every time for me, because I want to have the most information possible. And I think this sheet is a really, really good way to sort of get you in the right frame of mind. This is why I think, I mentioned on the podcast that like Dallas really kind of stands out from 2 perspectives. One is the best Corsi index, which is largely attributed to how bad Chicago is defensively. But Dallas is good offensively, but it kind of all funnels through one line. Like they dominate the possession in the Corsi through the top 2 lines, but really the top line. And they are just in this matchup really expected to outscore expected. Not as much as every team, which again, it's like, what did me and Matt talk about? Edmonton, Vegas, and Dallas were 3 of our top 4 stacks of the night at DFS. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to get there. And I really do like it a lot. Sometimes I try to look at the numbers that really stand out. Like, this number here, this 12.25. Sometimes you look at a number like this and you see Calgary is like, how the heck have they been doing that? Well, some of the matchups have been pretty soft. They had a Philadelphia team that did not generate a lot of shots. So sometimes you have to kind of say, well, this is just the last 10. What did the last 10 look like? This is still unbelievably good for any matchup. So it's kind of why, again, we look at this Pittsburgh Calgary game and we think, okay, well, I don't trust a lot here, except the only problem is I'm betting the under is that there is, for some reason, the goal pace, just because of these teams outscoring expected by a pretty good clip, is still pretty high. So Minnesota Winnipeg just is laughably low, which that leads me to think, okay, well, there should be positive regression coming. And it's like, well, because this doesn't even almost logically make any sense of how low these paces are. And one of the big factors and why this is so low is just the goaltending that Winnipeg has gotten, way exceeding expectation. It's not even to like the craziest extent in the world, but to a pretty good clip. So I do think that, this number just, it stands out as like, oh boy, gotta be jamming this under, right? Like, I don't know about that either. So just a good starting block, I think, for anyone that might be looking for something. Again, in the Discord, Matt posts it. Don't hound him too much, because sometimes he's pretty busy trying to get his own lineups in and everything, but this is pretty much always in there for free. And it does take some time getting used to, but like these 2 categories I'm kind of pointing out, Corsi index and expected goals index, are a really good way of kind of, I think, just getting a starting process in place, especially when you're looking to go through with like shot props and stuff like that as well. It's useful for everything, DFS, all that good stuff. So yeah, I am still waiting on Matt here. I think, let me text him again, see what's up. But I don't know how many people are even in here right now, but we'll just got to get started somewhere. I guess let me just make sure this is in the Discord, because yeah, Matt told me he'd be good to go, and alas, here we be with no Matt. I got it started. I probably would have waited, but whatever. We'll keep it going here. I just want to at least get this in the Discord so people know. I thought I could do this on the computer, but then you're going to be watching me. I don't want to. All right, so I'll keep that up just for another second so you guys can look at it while I send this over. And also, if you're on YouTube, any questions while we go, I'm just going to start going through the games. What does it really matter? If Matt's here or not, I could just start talking. We're probably going to be agreeing with each other most of the time. Okay. No, still no Matt. Okay, so let's start just going game by game. Like I said, I'm just going to get going here. I have to still drive to Rochester, and I'm not going to be staying here and missing the slate to do it. So St. Louis and Buffalo is the first game, as you can see. Sabres. I mean, I love them, but I don't know if I love them enough to bet him here. This is kind of it's one of the perfect situations for, am I actually going to just tail the easy money kind of popular play, or do I want to try to get different here? I genuinely think that this line on Tage Thompson is a bit egregious, but I definitely find it hard to argue against. This isn't coming in as a very favorable, but it is coming in as a somewhat favorable matchup. St. Louis really hasn't been that fantastic as far as defensively, even though they've been on a really good run. It's been largely goalie driven. It's a matchup that, again, yields a Sabres implied loss as far as Vegas is concerned. It's a back-to-back. It does suck, but like I said, I'm not always just petrified of back-to-backs. I don't think it's super useful to just be afraid of any particular matchup because a team played twice. I don't know. Later in the year, maybe I care a little bit more, but I don't think this game is going to be the blow the doors off over bet of the night, or there's going to be a million shots or anything like that. But I think there's a couple props here that are at least worth considering. Number one, like I said, Tage Thompson, I think, is going to garner probably the most people in the space, in any space, betting on, especially for a parlay. I think it's decently safe, but it's not a home run. I think Tarasenko is just as good to get the 3. We talked about his line. It's just not going to be a line where I feel like he's going to get cannibalized by others quite as much. Playing with O'Reilly, it's a sickness. He seems fine. It sounds like he's going to play. I'm trying to pull that up right now. But yeah, it's just, I don't see any reason why you couldn't go either way. And it's not like it's such a small difference between these two, I think, that are probably the easiest best bets to go off of, that I don't know if you really want to look too deep elsewhere. Buchnevich price is really good, but are you going to include that in a parlay and feel really good about it? Like, you feel great about it? No, it is going to be Binnington and net, almost definitely. Oh my God, St. Louis lines. Just couldn't run lines? I don't understand. Let's look. I was an optional skate, but Tarasenko was there and Krug was there, so I am expecting both of them to play for sure. Tarasenko, they already said was going to play, but I just was wondering if they did run lines. But last time it was, with O'Reilly and others that don't really shoot. So you go a lot of ways here. If we want to just pull up the recent shot volume from these teams, let's just go to St. Louis first. Over the last 10 games, what have we seen? Yeah, fall. It's not been crazy for any of these guys. None of them feel fantastic. I think that's the case. But I do think Tarasenko is in a very, very good matchup with line mates that are going to be actively feeding him. For safety and a 15-game parlay, I probably just end up going with Tage because the shots have really been out of this world. 53 shots on goal in general in this last 10. So he's getting over 5 on net per game with almost 9 shot attempts. It's hard to look past right now. I think it gets even better when you do past 5. So it's like it's even trending even more in the right direction. So I think for safety reasons, Tage is completely justifiable. The line is the line on offense. It makes a ton of sense. Yeah, almost 10 shot attempts, 33 on net over the past 5. It's hard to pass up on, and I get that it's kind of reaching its worst odds, like its worst betting point, but I still think you can include it and feel fine. You might sweat it for a minute, but this is the guy that really has shot like no one else. And I guess if you're a narrative person, and this is a team that gave up on him more or less. I guess it gave up on him is a strong term. They traded for Ryan O'Reilly. It's not like they gave up on him, but maybe if you want to use a narrative too, I think it's fine to include. As far as points, a lot of things are kind of getting priced out of consideration. I know Matt was pretty high on Cousins, but even that's getting a bit thin at minus 130. I think you just hunker down on one of these shot props where I think the value more or less lies, and we probably move on from there. Get out of here, Discord. Don't do this to me now. Move. Okay. I'm trying to pull the model as well. That's why I'm doing all this in the background. Okay. I was hoping Matt would get on to fill some air while I did other things, but alas, we are moodyless. 3 o'clock. Can't count on them. So we're going to start with Tage. Got to get this ready. I'll be kind of clicking a lot because I'm trying to get the model plays up as well for the end of this. But we'll move over to Arizona and Carolina. For for DFS as well, I don't want to skip over it, I guess. I don't think I'm going to have a lot in this game. It's cheap enough to consider, but I think I talked about, I think there's better options on this slate, especially at the upper tier players. Yeah, this game is super duper not fun. When we look at it from the, boy, how many tabs do I have open? Right here. From the Carolina matchup type of thing, it's sort of, Carolina's boring and Arizona's terrible. Is this game? I think you could talk me into a few different ways of kind of capping it from a prop perspective, but I don't know if there's anything that is overly interesting. The point props have gotten priced pretty badly. I still kind of want to lean Jarvis. I think Nachos, oh my God, yeah, they really priced this very, very tough. Boy, I think there will be goals here for Carolina. It is Vishmelka in net, and I know people are of the mindset that he isn't at least the worst, but I don't think he's, it doesn't really matter. Like, this Arizona team is so bad and so overmatched in this situation that I think you could probably do it and feel fine. Goalie props, do we have a line on him? 32.5. It's just too much. I don't think I mean, you're not betting that. I almost would rather go the under here. I don't think Carolina is going to be peppering them with shots if they get the big lead. Shot props are a bit enticing all around. Did they run lines in practice? I guarantee they didn't, because why would they give me anything that would help me here? Let's look. Nope. Ranta is in the starters crease and no lines. Wonderful. All that help and more from these guys. Okay, so we don't know what the lineup will be exactly until later. This one might be one that I think for now I'm not going to include in any sort of best bets or favorite bets, because I really want to wait until we have exactly everything in motion. I am optimistic that we'll see Seth Jarvis on the top line with Nachos and Aho. So I'll keep him in here for now, because I think that is the best bet. If that is the case, even though it's just 5-on-5, he also did see some power play one time recently, and that power play in the last game wasn't very good. So I'm fine with this for now. If you want to get safer, you could obviously take any of these minus 200 or betters in a 15-leg parlay, but I don't think Jarvis is all that much different than most of them, especially when the power play has been so ambiguous that, to me, it doesn't really matter. So you could go with, especially I think that, barring anything crazy, Jarvis is probably going to be your best bet here. I would wait till we get confirmed lines, and I'll probably just have to wait for warmups to actually put money on any sort of Carolina prop, because I just don't know at this point, so I don't really want to be guessing. This game is terrible on the lines. I just have no interest in betting it. It's normally a plus 300 I consider. I try to take a good hard look and consider it, but I actually think Carolina is almost still a value here. But I just don't want to include anything crazy in a parlay for no good reason. If you're going to bet minus 365 Carolina, just take any of their point props at minus 225. Obviously, they're going to get there through that top six. The bottom six just doesn't see a ton of run anyways. So it's just not interesting to me. I'd rather go a different way on this game in general. If you're taking this plus 300, I think I don't think you're getting value on it, even though I normally try to take plus 300s as much as possible. You're just still not a value with just how good this Carolina team is at home against Arizona. No, thank you. So Montreal and Columbus is the next game. This game I'm much more interested in. I think it's, as I mentioned on the show, I think it's the best over bet of the night. Minus 135 is quite a bit. I don't know if you really need to pay that when you could probably go a prop route and still feel good about it. I mean, Kirby Dach at minus 155 is the guy. I think he's just top line, top power play, and it's not like he's being dragged along. He's actually just been really, really, really good. So I think you just can go there again and feel good about it. But if you want to be safer, there should be quite a few shots, I think, for this top six on Montreal. If you want to be really risky, Mike Matheson is top power play. This line is kind of egregious in my opinion, because he does seem very involved on this first unit as well. So if you want to get like a risky kind of, crazy build, Mike Matheson, I'm just going to pull it up really quickly. The last game for Montreal, I mean, this guy led them in minutes, took all the power play one time, even some power play too. Like, I just don't think they like Weidman. Like, they don't play him, and he's not very good. So they just sort of were like, well, we got to keep Matheson out there. this is the rates guy. This is the guy they want going forward. If we look at zone development too, it's well, they were so all neutral zone and Matheson was at the draw. So they don't really seemingly want him to be the defensive guy. They want, the Edmondsons and Savaras to take the defensive draws. These are the guys that want an offense. It's Weidman, Harris, and Matheson. Like, I really do like Matheson in sort of a stacking type of situation with Montreal if you're going that route, just because he's super cheap on DraftKings as well for your lineups tonight. He's just a good player. Like, I think it's sort of one of those things that no one in the world is talking about Mike Matheson, and it's not like he's been the most involved guy in the free world as far as points are concerned. Only 1 point in 2 games, but I guess it's a goal in 2 games. Pretty good for a defenseman. But yeah, he's just actually very good at hockey. And I'm very much intrigued in DFS where there's some punts and there's some really good plays. And I think people are going to high-low on defense. And I don't mind taking a guy like Mike Matheson in any build because they want him to get as much run as possible in key offensive spots. So I'm down with it. You can do it with Suzuki, Doc, and Caulfield. And for props, like I said, I'm probably going to put a couple, maybe 20 payout again, 130. I'm probably going to have this prop just in general because Mike Matheson, like I said, first power play. Everyone else on this first unit is priced pretty poorly. I guess not Monahan, though. Still plus 300. You're getting a value here. This is one of those guys you're getting a value on. They had enough power play run. Let's take a peek just to see the shots. Yeah, he was shooting. He had 3 attempts from the point. So clearly this is the cycle and they don't mind letting him rip it. If he had 3 attempts, I mean, that's pretty solid. It's, they want to move it through him. He's clearly power play quarterbacking this, which means that he's, I think, even more likely to be involved in a shot spot. He's not net front. That's Monahan. So that sometimes is the guy that gets factored out on points more because they're just there to tip it. They don't kind of, sometimes behind the net, they'll pass it out, but it's kind of like Suzuki's going to play this half. Caulfield's going to play this area here, try to move him towards the middle clearly. Monahan off. So yeah, I like this prop quite a bit for a straight bet. And if you're getting crazy going for that $1 million, go right ahead. You can put him in. I think he's totally fine. Doc, safest. And as far as shots are concerned, it is a little bit tough because Montreal, Montreal is not bad at all. It's because like this Corsi against, it's the worst by a substantial margin. Like Columbus is giving up shots, man. It is hard to overlook to a point where I almost just want to go with one of these, but you really can only go Caulfield, I think, and feel good about it. Or you're going Suzuki and you're getting risky. Suzuki in the last game against Buffalo, let's just see, in a game they were trailing quite a bit. Look at all those stage shots, but Suzuki, it's 3 attempts. It's really hard to bet Suzuki. It really is. I think Caulfield is your safest play here. Oh my God, I do this every time. Yeah, let's just pull up last 5. Yeah, I mean, Caulfield and Tage are probably for shots 2 of these safer plays on the entire night. It's not even that close. So yeah, I think again, this is just these are kind of staying in for straight bets right now, and I'm going to consider Jarvis, but Mike Matheson for a power play point, first power play, ton of run. Cole Caulfield shots, Tage shots are pretty safe, and they're not priced completely out of consideration, so we can scoot over to. I'm clearly going way out of order right now, but that's fine. It's the order that DraftKings Sportsbook has. Nashville at Detroit. It is Lincoln and in net. I think we're getting Husso, but I don't think it was quite confirmed yet. As we talked about at nauseum on the podcast, it is kind of 2 full lines, 2 full power play stacks that are going to go in tangent. That means Perron, first power play, and first line with Larkin and Kubalik. I do like him a lot here, but I do get the hesitation because those are 3 guys that shoot the puck. Larkin, Kubalik, and Perron all hit last game on their shot totals. Kubalik and what was his name? Oh my God, Perron. I think they finished with. Let's just pull it up. Why am I even going to guess? They finished with an unbelievable amount of shots. This line absolutely dominated. But again, it was Columbus who gives up the most. Yeah, 6 for Perron, 6 for Kubalik, and I'm almost positive it was 3 for Larkin. I know I bet Larkin too, and it got there, but Boy, a little bit of a sweat on that one. So yeah, this line was really, really good against Columbus. Columbus is absolutely freaking terrible. So you can definitely do it. I don't think Nashville is incredibly, they're better than Columbus, who could be worse, but it's a team that still is giving up Corsi against, not the highest rate in the world. It's Lankinen in net. They're just, when Josi comes off the ice, this team is reeling on defense. It seems like they just do not have a defensive unit they feel good on. I'll kind of show you what I mean here. Even against Arizona, it was sort of like Josi and everyone else got involved. What happened to McDonough? Why he played 12 minutes? I guess they just don't trust anyone except for Ekholm and Josi. That's it. Everyone else is bad. They bench them. They're a revolving door, except McDonough normally does play a bit more than that. And they run the top lines. As we talked about, Juuso Parssinen did not continue to be on the first power play. They've scored twice, going back to Johansson and Duchesne. I still love Duchesne as a player. I think that he's awesome and clearly very, very involved, even though 5-on-5 numbers aren't the best. Granlund could also be probably considered for a prop here if you're looking that way. He doesn't shoot a ton, but I think you're getting a decent value. Yeah, kind of. Josi, holy crap, minus 150. They just will not price Josi. This guy had 100 points last year. I don't know why they're not pricing him correctly, because both of these teams suck defensively. It's not, the one game for Detroit against Columbus, I think, is boosting them a little bit. Where are they? Detroit. Oh boy. Yeah, their Corsi for is so freaking bad. I mean, both of these teams are bad. It's just the way it is. Like, they both give up shots. They're both bad offensively at creating offense against anyone. So it's like, you could go either way here, and I think feel totally fine. This game doesn't project well because both these teams are really bad offensively, but both of them rely on the top six, not even, the top like 4 forwards and the top 1 or 2 defensemen for both of them. So you could really feel good about the fact that everything's going to come through a very finite amount of guys. And you can go so many ways here. Yeah, I feel really good about kind of going any way on this because so many things are priced down. I still think Josi might be the best value on the entire game here, just because 30 minutes of ice time, top power play, playing with everyone. He's just an offensive dynamite. Oh, that's, who cares about freaking Arizona? Nice try. They just play him everywhere. He just has to stay out there. So they're starting him in all zones, but Carrier obviously gets a little bit of an offensive boost. Let's check out Detroit. I don't even think I'm considering any other player on Nashville when this minus 150 exists for Josi. For shots, let's just take a look at shots though, because both teams give up shots. Forsberg and Josi, I think, again, you can probably go either way here. I'm sure this is going to tell me that it's probably Nashville. Let's take a peek. Oh my God. Look who made it. I don't think I can't hear you yet, but I heard you. Hi.
Okay, what's up?
Nothing. Just trying to go through the games by myself. It's not as fun.
Yeah, no. You know what else isn't fun? The DMV. Yeah, but yeah, no. Thanks for keeping the ball rolling. I know.
Did you see anything on Carolina? Because I was looking for lines. I didn't see anything other than Ranta was in starter net.
Yeah, assuming I've seen anything new since last night is not a great.
Okay. Yeah, the hardest part about being yourself is I can't pass it over to start looking up other things. Yeah. I just have to keep talking. So I'm like, it was a bit of a mess at first. But luckily, no one seemed to really be here, so it was fine.
Yep. So the team preview says, in terms of the forwards, the team showed what they've started the last several games with at morning skate. The projected lineup is Nason, Aho, Necha, Svechnikov, Kotkaniemi, Jarvis. So that's pretty much what we would expect.
Okay, so far, I have Tage. Mike Matheson for the power play point minus 550. Does that get it moving for you?
Yeah, that makes him move a bit. Jarvis, the Jarvis thing kind of sucks because the Nason power play we saw last game. I don't know what to make of that, frankly. It might be a little, difficult, but let's see. And anything else?
Did you update this, by the way?
It's not updated since last night.
That's fine. I just kind of ran through that. It's in the Discord and just kind
it won't change much. The Rangers had a pretty decent showing against LA, so they might even go up a touch. But
so far I grabbed Tage, and I know like
Yep.
this line is, it's kind of one of those things where it's like this line is not great, but the odds of him hitting, I think, are priced correctly. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't love including a 3.5, but then again, I'm sitting here looking at Cole Caulfield. I'm like, they're both probably going to hit. It's like, it's hard to ignore it. Like the math is like, oh boy, you might not want to do this actually. And then I'm sitting here like, I kind of do. Because they're both.
I mean, the narrative too with Tage. I don't know if he's played St. Louis since he became Mario Lemieux.
I almost just closed my entire page with the stream on it. Whoops, I didn't though. Okay, I still have it. Yeah, the one thing I really haven't done yet. So why don't you quickly go over the first? So the only games I covered were Buffalo, St. Louis. Just go anything
I'm
in that
guessing.
game?
I'm guessing the games that you have bets for are the games you've talked about. No. So let's just look at those.
Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to mention? I mentioned a little bit about Tarasenko being in. Krug skated today. I'm just trying to pull up the model, and I haven't had a chance to actually get it to function. So if you want to talk about any of these 3 games, and then the 4th one's up.
Yeah. So the Carolina thing, I mean, I touched on obviously. I think out of Buffalo, the Dylan Cousins shot line is pretty appealing too. I know that's let's see, is that listed on DK? I think it's on FanDuel maybe only. No, there it is, plus 120. Yeah, it's plus 122 on FanDuel for you sickos. I think that line is very interesting. You know, if you didn't listen to the Morning Skate pod last night, I don't blame you. It was 80 minutes of us talking about the DFS. But the reason that Dylan Cousins jumps into play is one, his top power play job. Like, well, I should say one, he's just a good floor guy in general. You know, there's really no like holes in his game in terms of like his profile for betting shot props. Like he's a guy who will shoot, very talented, you know, good offensively, play driver, so on and so forth. And then second to that, he's now on the top power play. And what I explained in, you know, too much detail in both the Discord and on the podcast was basically how that Alex Tuck and Jeff Skinner are in very low involvement roles on that Sabres power play. So even though they're like sort of staples of that top unit, and we've seen guys like Victor Olofsson, Peyton Krebs, Casey Middlestat sort of be the 5th man in with Dahlin and the first line in Buffalo. You know, Tuck and Skinner don't really touch the puck much. They, you know, end up under half. You know, it's like 45% of power play goals they have a touch for, which just goes to show what I'm saying in that Cousins will touch the puck a ton on that power play. He's on the outside, you know, across from Tage Thompson. And if they try to shade toward Tage, like, you know, Cousins will shoot. I think that's a really good value on the line, and you might be pulling it up, but it's around the same sort of like Kelly edge, according to the model, as the Tage Thompson one is. So, you know, that's another bet that I think makes a ton of sense, and I think I like that a bit more than the Juice Tage line. But you know, I totally get they're both good values. Did I give you enough time to organize the stuff you wanted? I think you're muted now.
The only thing is, I'm muted. I just want to lock. I just trying to remember how to lock on Google. It's kind of, I think it's just like a little. It's like one of these. There's like a button. Do you just lock it? Because I kind of want to lock this so I can move. Or do I want? No, let's lock the player's name.
You want to lock the This it would be under view.
View, yeah. I hate this. Freeze.
Yeah. There you go. Freeze up to column E.
Up to there it is. Okay, yep. So now when I move, Okay, so this is. Hold on, let me just. This is the recent trends.
Yep.
So this is historic. Oh boy, price, and this is the book. Okay, yeah. We're on the right page now. Okay. So we'll bounce back and forth with this as well. And I have the filter for the team, so I can do that. But
nice.
Sometimes I feel like it gets almost even more messy. But there's Cousins. There he is. Over.
Nice. Look at that. Right, and I think Tage is even higher than that. Yeah, he's up there. You know.
Yeah, it's so hard to get past the Tage Thompson. The way he's shooting right now is almost unmatched. But yeah.
Yep, I get it. Right above Tage is our boy Tyler Toffoli. So.
Rep to the king. Where you think they? I bet it doesn't have Caulfield, but No, no, I don't.
I think the Caulfield value has been on the under, but maybe it's sort of learning his
Well,
shot rate. Like
historically it
we've
has,
seen
but
it.
now I think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
historically it's like this guy never even plays, and it's like, yeah, well then they got a new coach, and now so okay,
Yep.
yeah, I'm going to move forward with Tage just because of safety. Again, another little thing in this, which again doesn't exist anywhere in the world other than me and Matt having, just sort of like the implied.
Hey,
No, this is
we're
implied
working
odds,
on it.
not that.
We're working
not
on
that.
it.
Yeah, where I want to do no, this is implied odds. This is what Vegas says. Where is our? Oh my God, there's so many freaking things. The one that shows like what our percentage is for it hitting. This.
Yeah.
There we go. So Tage Thompson, almost 67%. I'll put this in percentages. There it is. So these are unders and overs, and Tage Thompson, it's like, oh yeah, baby. Very freaking likely to hit. Okay,
Yep.
so we're good now. Let's anything on the Carolina game? Really quickly. I mean, are you okay with Jarvis, or do you think that this is just freaking stupid and let's just take a shot prop? And
I kind of prefer Svechnikov, frankly.
Did you see this point prop? These point props are crazy.
I meant shots wise. Yeah.
I think I'm fine with that.
The points are the points. I get it. It's Arizona. Like the goal should come, but man, if the goals,
I almost want to go under on 32.5 for Vizmelka. That's so many, but it's one of those things where it's like as soon as Carolina's trailing, they're gonna pepper him, and he could get. But if they're up in this game early, I just don't think they're gonna shoot. But I'd rather not play super variance when you could probably take something a lot safer. 3.5 kind of sucks for this.
I mean, Svechnikov should not be lower than Brent Burns now. I mean, Burns has been incredible shooting wise, but is he really a guy that is actually deserving of being a better likelihood to hit than Svechnikov, especially if he's playing now with Seth Jarvis and not the dregs of society and Nason and Kokiniemi. So I feel like that's
they're both shooting at a similar rate, but I agree. That similar rate does get a little bit of a change by one being from the point and one being a lot closer. So yeah, let's go with Svechnikov. I'm fine with that. So I'm going to take Mike Matheson out for now to kind of keep this even. I don't want to talk ad nauseum about this game. Like I said, I don't think normally a plus 300. I'm like, ooh, maybe I throw $20 on that. I just don't even think it's a value here. I think it'd have to be more. I really, it's just not enough. On the road, I just don't get it. I thought it'd be a lot more than that. This was the next game.
Honestly, if you want to bet the Arizona side of things, maybe same game parlay it with Nick Schmaltz or something. That's I think that he has some value, but other than that, no, I'm not super interested in betting anything to do with Arizona.
Yeah. I did say you could look at Doc, the power play point, or I think the shots Cole Caulfield is the safest because I mean nobody is giving it up as far as shots like the Columbus Blue Jackets. They in the past 10, it's not even close.
It's a lot of shots against, not a lot of defense
that
you would expect.
Hard to look at another prop. That's my thing. It's why am I going to look at point props and play this game of what if they get up early and Cole Caulfield doesn't see enough ice time or whatever at minus 200 and freaking 20 when I could just, I know Doc too, it's fine, but they're going to give up shots. I know this for a fact. So, okay. Is there Bemstrom are not on the top line anymore. That kind of kills that, I assume. Right.
I mean, it's more just the minutes in general can disappear for him. If he's getting 15 minutes for sure, I think there's some value on that. But it's really difficult to trust that the minutes won't just disappear. They did it before, and obviously they can do it again. But he should be top power play. He should be getting ice time. But it's just a little more more variance, and I would like to introduce just minutes wise.
It's sort of one of those things where it's he should put 4 or 5 attempts at the net. He should hit 2. Cole Caulfield should put 8, 9 attempts at the net. Will he hit 4? And it's I don't know. It's about the same thing to me. Only Cole Caulfield, I just trust a bit more to see.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much juice on that Caulfield line that
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, who else would you take here though? They're not offering anyone.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, that is true. They have very limited options.
Mike
Sillinger,
Matheson, power play point.
what is Sillinger money or minutes looking like lately? Because I'm sort of shading toward either Benstrom or Sillinger personally, even knowing the risk. But I think Sillinger, if he's getting better minutes or more consistent minutes, could be the guy that we want because they profile pretty similarly.
Am I blind?
16.
Oh, 16.
Okay. Yeah.
More than Gaudreau at 5-on-5.
Hey, you'll take it.
There's nothing like getting up in a game against Florida that you're giving up 50 shots, just rolling Corrali anyways at center. Just got to do it. Well coached, great team
for sure.
Should probably consistently win hockey games. I'll keep
the Matheson point though makes sense too. I would prefer that.
Is he a point? He's not a point. He's only power play.
Power play point. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Well, in a parlay, 550. I mean,
dude,
I'm not making it 15.
Like value is value. I don't, that like that's how you make millions.
All right, we're making millions. You're right. What are we even doing at this point?
But also, this is why when I do things like this, I tend to try and round robin it. Like, I don't mind shooting for upside when I firmly believe there's value, and there's absolutely value in the guy passing pucks to Cole Caulfield on the power play to get a power play point at plus 5. That should be plus 300. Like that just is what it is.
Yeah, I already pulled it up. I'm not going to go back. He had 3 shots on the power play. It's like clearly they want to get in the puck. This game is, to me, it's really, really hard to pass up on plus 1 or minus 150 Yossi for a point. I don't even know what we're doing here. Like I said, both these teams, but mainly Detroit, struggled to produce a lot of offense. They did against Columbus. This isn't Columbus. It's a better team, but still a bad team. So I think a lot of these shot props are tough to bet on Detroit personally, but I get it. If I'm going anywhere, am I really going to bet anyone but Roman Yossi? Like, I don't know. I think you just take Yossi. I know Matt's going to say Dylan Larkin minus 205. I know, Matt, don't worry. I know you're a huge fanboy.
Did you see the top value Mo Seider shot? Like his prop is ridiculously low. Like, 2 shots from Mo Seider.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it moved to or maybe it was FanDuel where it's 1.5 minus money.
Take me just a second. No, it's not going to be there. It's going to be here. FanDuel.
Yeah.
Or Prize Picks. Wow.
Prize Picks. Okay, yeah.
Hello, Prize Picks.
Prize Picks. That's your move right there for sure.
Yeah. If we're shooting for the moon, anyways, then you could go with it. I don't think you're wrong to go with it either. Because he doesn't have that top power play. Like you can do it. Oh crap! And we're even giving a big prize. I freaking don't really care about Prize Picks as a company. They kind of were like, "Hey, we're gonna sponsor you," and they're like, "Okay, can you help us?" And they're like, "Who are you?" Remember those days?
Yeah, no, that was fun.
But yeah, so with that being said, Prize Picks is offering a free square on JJ on Thursday for over a yard. So I'm going to be pairing that in this build here as well. So yeah, Prize Picks, Mo Seider, one of the best values on the whole thing. And I can even, if you're a prize picker, if you pick prizes, that's your thing. Let's look how many. Oh, okay, thanks. That worked. Well, I didn't click OK, did I? Oh, there's 2. Pedersen over. Okay.
Let's see.
Back to reality. Do you have Prize Picks in your state? I don't even know.
I do not know. So the implied lambda on Prize Picks is 1.95 if we're saying that's the line, and plus 154 at 2.5 is 2.25. So yeah, it's pretty considerably different to the point where I'm not.
Brett for 2.
That seems good. Yeah, no, that
seems good too. And Marner for 2. I don't know about that. Maybe this Cousins for 2.
2 is a push.
Built itself.
Come on.
Yeah, Cousins for 2, easy pick. This is built itself. I don't even know what I'm doing. Why am I putting money anywhere else but PrizePicks.com promo code? Find someone else. I don't have one.
Can we use promo code Mayo?
The good old days. I was like, I'll do the show still. Now you're good. Okay. So are you good with just moving on with Yossi, or is there anyone else here you want to mention?
Roman Yossi's great. that makes sense.
Do you want to say anything DFS wise on this game?
I do not have anything new for DFS. If you're here for DFS stuff, the podcast we did yesterday, we go in depth on every single game. If you go just in the order of DraftKings and sort of like, oh, we're talking about say Ovi, like if you go 5 minutes before that, we're probably talking about Edmonton Islanders, that kind of thing. If you want to jump around, I highly suggest doing that if you're building for a 15 game slate. But that we go game by game. I don't have anything new. Like I said, I've been out running errands literally all day. Left the house at like 11. Just a great time. Just a great time. But I have I have a real ID. I have a new license plate. I have everything I need. So it was a successful day. But I
wasn't going to get
DFS
if I didn't know.
Thank you.
So
okay,
this game is Boston, Florida. Now,
yeah. Here, you do the intro. I need to grab my water bottle.
Yep.
All right.
Do we do the DeBrusk thing? I mean, DeBrusk is popping up. It's like, hey, DeBrusk, that's the guy. That's your play. It's minus 125. He can't keep getting away with this, right? Like, he can't keep popping up as a good value, night in, night out. He hits so many times. Like, he hits all the time. But when I put him in a parlay, he doesn't hit. Now, I know that's not a way to bet. I know that you shouldn't do that. I talked about it at the beginning of the year. The last thing you should do is get these heuristics and say, okay, well, I'm not betting it because it hasn't hit before. It's not going to hit again. This is a good bet. I hate it. I hate that it's a good bet, but it's a good bet. And this is why. There's really nothing else I have to say other than Mr. Jacob DeBrusk is with Marchand, with Bergeron. He's on the top power play. He's just the right guy. The minutes are there. There's really no reason not to do it other than the fact that he's burned us before, and I don't think you should bet that way. With all that being said, I still think that there's value to be had with taking I think the shot totals are going to favor Florida. So you could look at a Florida guy. It's just really hard to say 3.5 Matt Tkachuk's a good value here.
Nope, I agree. I think just knowing what we know, DeBrusk is the move there.
Yeah. I mean, is there anyone? Yeah, someone. Yeah, if Underdog has similar lines. The model, is it pulling Underdog still, or is it just not working? I can't remember.
Let's see.
Looks like
it didn't. Looks like it didn't grab them today, but it has in the past. I can send.
Yeah, well, it did in the past couple. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he knows that.
Okay, I was checking Mo Sider. Yeah, he's 2 on Underdog, so maybe it just didn't know. But okay. I mean, two isn't 1.5, but it's again, if 2 hits, okay, whatever. Is there anyone else in this game for shots that you're considering at all? Is it Ekblad?
Considering, yeah, that was going to be the guy. Like considering it, I think I think you laid out the case though for DeBrusk, and like the value there just makes a ton of sense.
Did you hear everything I said or no?
Yeah, I had my headphones on still.
Oh wow.
Technology is amazing. I know.
Yeah, Ekblad shooting a lot. Just stick one look at DeBrusk just over the last 5. And he hasn't been on this top line the whole time, which I think is hurting him more than. Oh boy, 3.8 shot attempts. Eesh.
At some, it's just. I mean, the line's so low. Like the value, both models just are throwing that line at us, saying bet this over, and
we're gonna do it. But yeah, okay, we're gonna do it. I'm in. Let's do it. I think Ekblad is just as good, but. DeBrusk is the model knows. It knows more than me. So we've done all these games. That would bring us to Winnipeg and Minnesota. A game that by this sheet says should have 1 goal.
Yeah, goalies are.
I talked a little bit about that. Yeah, exactly. It's just, I mean, the goaltending in Winnipeg has been. I mean, there isn't even another name for the Vezina right now. It's like I think you just like how much is what's his name up in that race? Like it's Buck. It's another planet right now. He just 30 shots.
Yeah, he's
29 saves.
He's a shutout away from basically being on pace for an Igor season, which,
Yeah, yeah.
ridiculous.
So I think that with all that being said, I'm kind of just using shots here because I think there'll be volume. And as we kind of discussed on the show, it's like, where's it going to come from? Well, there's two guys.
Yep.
Maybe you could almost look at Zuccarello and think that it could happen again, but there's three guys.
Yeah, I'm
Eric Sinek.
I default towards Zuccarello just because, like, Kaprizov creates offense for him and for Zuccarello, so it's like, I'll take the value there. I did see though this morning that the Wild are basically dealing with like an illness around their locker room, and frankly, we don't know who's in, who's out. They might go 11-7 as a result of this illness.
Yeah.
So like, the Goligoski thing, obviously not quite as relevant for betting, but I think Goligoski, if they go 11-7, is just not worthwhile. And with that, like Sam Steele, like there's really no need to like goal prop anyone like that who is like the obvious beneficiary of events here. Let's see. The only one that shows up is Boldy. You're saying?
Yeah, but it's really just because of he didn't play a lot before, and now he's playing a lot. So it's like, well, it's not an edge anymore. But it was like, well, that's not really what it's saying, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's saying the historical trends versus like the basically what the new model does is it integrates recent play, like recent shot attempts. So I think if you want to go here, you go to Old Reliable. I think Kyle Connor is very much in play. As is Matt Zuccarello. Let's see.
Yeah, I was wondering it because he was shooting so much to start the year, and his line was getting kind of ridiculous, and then he just sort of tailed off. But they use him so much. I think that's important to know. It's like any player in the NHL, they will shoot when given the right opportunity, and Zuccarello can create those opportunities, and Kaprizov can help create those opportunities. But I do think Zuccarello will always be a pass first player when given that opportunity to make a pass rather than a shot. Like he's not a Vander Kane. He's not just going to shoot from anywhere. Like he has to have the right shot. So to me, I think I'd rather go with Kaprizov or Boldy.
Boldy, Kaprizov, Zuccarello on the power play this season. Kaprizov 30% of the shot attempts, Boldy 23, Zuccarello 22. So I think personally it's Zuccarello, but if you want to go Boldy, whatever. I know the model sort of exactly disagrees somewhat, but whatever. It's not my money. I would go Zuccarello.
Go Kaprizov. Like
it's the extra shot. You're losing some juice too. Like whatever. This is a place where I'm betting on the offense anyway, so might as well take Kaprizov or whoever. Like
I think you could take any. I really think you could take any of the three, and it's okay. I'm just looking at the actual getting on net type of stuff. I think Boldy is like the guy that you take and he hits in the first 5 minutes, or he just never ever gets there. I don't know what is up with him. I just want to see consistency. It's like, again, you see these patches of just like, holy crap, this guy is just gonna get it turned into a superstar rate shooter, and then it just tails every time. I just think this Minnesota team is kind of trying to find an identity. I think I'm sticking with Krill. He's just one of the best players in the world, and I think this matchup against Winnipeg is actually pretty good for shots. I kind of agree with sticking with this. What was what's his name again? Connor? Yeah, I just think I'm sticking with Kaprizov. We can move on. I don't think there's really anything else. Like you said, we might have to wait.
Yep. The injury situation there, illness, whatnot. 11-7 should be good for Kaprizov too. So it's fine. There should be no shortage of shots here. But we'll see. All right. What's the next game up?
Toronto and the Devils. This is
Are they in 8 o'clock? Wait, how the hell did you get from?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going in the order that pops up here. It's like
okay, whatever.
Not. No, they're both at 7.
Oh, they do play at 7. Okay.
Minnesota's at 7. Okay, whatever you say. I feel like I'm the only person right now that's like, all right, eventually this is gonna run dry on New Jersey's defense being the greatest in the world, and I don't know if it's here. Like I keep saying, like it might not be here. Like this might not be the spot. But this game, you know, the model does like shots. Like a lot of these.
Yep.
I think you could kind of again. It thinks Matthews is just better to bet over 5.5 on FanDuel than anything else, which is a little bit interesting considering it just he hasn't hit that very often. So I think it's just kind of saying, all right, this guy's they're keep dropping. We'll go up. I know most people will probably just not want to go with shot props for Toronto because New Jersey's just been world beating. But as it's showing, it's like these lines just are replicating that they're going against an absolute juggernaut. And while this team is winning, 12 in a row, 13 in a row, I think now. It's like
I think my personal favorite here is Brat. That line is just too low. Like
freaking money. 2 on Prize Pick. A freaking 2. Are you high? What do they have on Underdog? No, I want to.
Yeah.
I know. I kind of want to get this bet in on Underdog before I forget. Not Underdog, the stupid other site, Prize Picks. It's stupid. Because I don't want to forget and then have a line move and then be sad. But yeah, I'm down with that.
Oh, you commented. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I commented. Yeah, we can. Someone asked just about basically Tage versus Caulfield for 4. I'd probably say neither, but if I gunned ahead, I would go Tage.
Yeah.
Like if you have to pick one of them, it seems like the better.
Yeah,
I mean they both are good matchups.
Better.
Yeah, there's got to be something better, I think too. But okay, short. Holy crap! So yeah, this is kind of why I think Brat as well, just like one less shot attempt and change other than these top 2 dogs, these top 2 guys, and it's just the odds are just not saying that really.
Do you have the column in there where it's showing the percent of shots on net? Going back to
no, this or
no? Okay, I think I added one on mine. I wasn't sure if that was in the version that I sent you.
Thanks for sending that to me. No, I fix R for you, and this is how you repay me.
But basically, I mean, you could do this yourself, R genius.
I am a genius.
Can you show the output one more time? What I was referring to is the fact that he has 25 shot attempts in the last 5 games, and only 13 have been on net. That's about 50-50. We would expect 60% for most forwards to get on net. Maybe even 70% when you think guys like Jesper Bratt, who strike me as more selective shooters than the prototypical Evander Kane types that just throw it on net from anywhere. So I think Bratt's numbers, actual shots wise, are a little bit deflated, and the model catches up on the model catches on that too, and it's plus money. It just makes a ton of sense playing with Hughes that Bratt makes the cut here. So that's my preferred bet here. DJ, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
100%. These 2 on Prize Picks, by the way.
That's good. Wait,
we knew that. Yeah, we knew that.
Underdog.
Just saying.
Wait,
no, I don't know what Underdog is. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna look and then I stopped.
Underdog. Okay.
He's 2. Okay, never mind.
He's
2. It's an easy game sometimes. Sometimes we get these lines that you're just like, okay, thank you very much. I think it's very likely to hit. Okay, this game, point prop wise, I think they absolutely nuked everyone. So, yeah.
Looks like it.
Oh my God,
Dougie.
Yeah, no.
And then there's no power play, Sandine, right?
I would be just blown away. No.
Yeah, no, I would be too.
Boom.
They don't even have Dougie there, which is interesting.
They know too much.
Yeah,
they're learning. This would bring us to the worst game of the night, the one I don't want to talk about, the one I don't want to bet. But yet we have to, because that's what we're here for. So the one good thing, actually, let me pull this up first, because this is kind of where I started. Like, I want to say this 12.25, negative, basically saying that the defense in Calgary has just been unbelievably good, which I think, A, there is something to that, but B, I think a lot of the matchups in their last 10, they had like Philly and a lot of these teams that I don't think are quite as good. So I don't think this is completely indicative of like the next result, but I do worry about this game having a ton of pace, having a ton of volume, having a ton of really good bets. That doesn't mean things won't hit. A lot of these bets inherently have to hit one way or another. So yeah, I struggle here to find a bet that I want to hone in on and feel really good and warm and fuzzy about. I don't know what the model thinks.
If you
let me ask it.
Yeah, you could. So let's see. Even assuming Rust's power play job, they're still saying over 2.5 in the model,
Mm-hmm.
which actually it's a slight negative. So it just shows up, but based on
Yeah.
the recent model, it's actually a slight negative on the over, which I think there's some merit to the under on Brian Rust's shot prop. I think minus 125. Again, he flipped
Mm-hmm.
off the top unit with Jeff Petrie in practice, and over the last 10, he's only at 4 shot attempts per game. Full season, it's about 4.5. So, he's losing ice time theoretically on the power play. And, Malkin and Zucker are both shooting a lot at 5-on-5. So, I think there's a good case to be made for the under on Brian Rust. It sort of fits the idea that this game's a bit lower paced. It kind of fits the idea that this game's a bit gross. So I think I like that. Or you could just do Jonathan Huberdeau unders because those are always fun, and they never ever bite me, and never ever. But that's like the top one here outside of Tyler Toffoli, who it's not the minus 110s we were seeing earlier this season. It's still a good value, but I don't know how willing I am to go to the mat for Toffoli when we know that Calgary's rolling their lines, and he's just not been the power play focal point that I was expecting him to be this season. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add here. Did you add one to the slip yet or no?
No, I haven't. I mean, Vegas is saying that the Flames are going to get shots. I kind of agree. I kind of just want to go back to the Foley, honestly. Like, I hate it, but I mean, you're kind of just saying that this Toffoli one game, now he loses like 20 points of value when he's been shooting all year long.
Yeah,
Because of one game where he gets benched, they absolutely throttle a team in the first period.
Yeah, I mean, part of that value though is the fact that it was Pittsburgh or Philly instead of Pittsburgh. I think that's a very different matchup as well. But I get it. I don't really care. My favorite bet is definitely the Brian Rust under, but I don't. If we're not betting unders here, then I think Toffoli's fine, and I like Toffoli.
What is actually, this is really quickly before we just click on that. What is Rust under? Minus 110 under a point?
Yeah, that's a bit dicier to me. I don't have a model or anything, but like the Zucker Malkin Rust line has been actually incredible. Like they've been really good. So
the shots. Okay, let's do it. I say. I mean, this is also saying that the total amount of shots Pittsburgh is likely to get on net 29. Russ getting 3, I guess, is insane, but no power play. Yeah, why not? Okay. Next, let's keep this moving and grooving. Oh boy, we have a lot of games. Jesus Christ. I might step away for just a quick second in a minute here. Okay, this lost a load. But I want to bet on Canada now in the last minute. Oh, they're losing. What happened, Canada? Go back to. I don't care about this. Why did they go to live?
Because you're live in game. That's.
I didn't click on it though. I don't understand. It just knew.
It just knew you wanted to bet on Jonathan.
That last second Canada.
Yeah. Alphonso Davies.
Okay.
That's the guy.
Oh my God! I just clicked on it. I'm gonna cry. Edmonton is the point prop bet here for sure, though. I don't even think it's a question like of a point or shot. Either way, I'm probably going to go shots myself with someone. I'm going to sneeze as well. Finally. Okay. So first and foremost, my last pick on Prize Picks, I just wanted to double check what the odds were. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins over 2. Get out of here with that. He's fucking firing right now, baby. What's the max you can bet on these? I'm going to just try more than 25 and see if it works. It's going to say no, $20. So $20 with the JJ, and it worked. Jesper, Cousins, Mo, Jefferson, cross sport. Okay, I'm gonna post that one. There we go. So back to reality. I don't hate Nugent Hopkins. I do actually think, but I think that you're getting quite a value on other sites like Prize Picks. Underdog, you may be asking if he's also 2. Absolutely jam it. But if he's 2.5, I might be a little more leery. Where the hell is he? He is too. Boom. We're cooking on both sides now. So yeah, underdog definitely. Where are you, Christmas? How can I find you?
Yeah.
Edmonton.
I mean, the bet that jumps off the page, shot props wise, is the Palmieri under. It's
Right.
not giving him power play time in the model, which
They
I don't
changed
think
their.
is correct. We didn't.
They
Did you
did.
actually
Nope, they
see
did. I
something?
retweeted it.
Okay.
Give me
Because if
give me a
that's
second. Keep
correct,
talking.
so if that's correct, and he's not getting power play time, he has been getting power play time. And in the last 10 games, he's averaging 3.4 shot attempts per game. So under 2.5, it's obviously a really good value, even if it's pretty juiced up.
Yep.
So are you confirming that he's not on the?
Yep. Palmieri did take line rushes, but is not working with the second power play. Second power play was Pollock, Beauvillier, Wallstrom, Bailey, Parise. He was with, and again, it's Parise, Peugeot, Palmieri. I mean, this guy just is not going to get a lot of very juicy offensive minutes.
Yeah, and
I mean,
guys can hit,
but
we're talking 60% implied probability here. Like that's just, it's still really solid.
I mean, just stick with the shots, right? Let's not be stupid.
I think the shots are more reliable. Yeah, it's an interesting call though. I don't hate either. It's just reacting to news, reacting intelligently to news. I think that makes a lot of sense. Either way,
you pick.
But let's go shots.
Pick. Okay, I'm gonna let you start the next game.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, it's that, or if you want an over, you're just going to be taking one of these Edmonton guys, and it's probably. God, like I said, I pulled this up already.
I think it's Draisaitl, but
it's Draisaitl. Yeah, I agree. Where is he? He is 3.5, I think, at plus money, right?
3.5 plus 110. Yep.
Yeah, either or.
So
okay,
pull up the next game. Show me the shot props, and then I can vamp for a bit if I need to.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
We got Oshie back. We got new lines. You talk. I'll be right back.
Okay. So DJ helped me out, pointing out that Washington has new lines. He did not scroll here. Wait, oh my God, he did scroll. So the props that we do have, I do think that both Owen Tippett and Alex Ovechkin, I've been considering it from a DFS perspective all day because I'm driving and had to think about stuff. I really do think I'll be building on these guys as one-off pieces. They're just such focal points of the offense that they are, that they're involved in. So both of those shot props do make a ton of sense. I'm just trying to find the lines that DJ was talking about. Oh, look, the chat bot is here. Hello, 69mega.com fire looks like we found a girl for you. Oh, I see. Looks like we found a girl for you. Kissy phase. Okay, that's fun. I hope DJ can show the comments on stream when he gets back. Yeah, okay. There's really nothing value-wise within the model for this game, which is fine. Actually, John Carlson under -155.
We got bots, baby.
Yeah, look at these bots. Yo, show the comments. Look at that.
They can find a girl for me.
yeah, fast.
69mega.com. What?
The single game parlay is just finding a girl for both of us is wow. That
I mean, the girls are going to be coming to us when we hit. Oh shoot,
that's
I
right.
Just blocked it. Now it won't let me get rid of this comment. Go away. Wait, I have an idea. Okay, I got it. I just had to click on another one.
Okay.
Wait. Did you? I kind of listened to most of what you said, but I actually didn't end up like.
So I don't think I'm getting there on the shot prop for Ovi. Like I totally get it.
Yo, he's a 4 on most of these sites.
That seems good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, what is he on?
But man,
he's a 4. We're talking
Owen
about
Tippett. I think it's just the guy. He's playing 20 minutes a night. He's just
shooting.
What?
I was thinking he missed on his prop last game, but then again, we kind of discussed.
But he still played 20 minutes. Like it's just incredible usage. A 30% shot share on the power play. Like if Washington takes 2 penalties, like you would expect him to get there. I think at value, and that's really not considering the 5-on-5 play. It's not considering the fact that they could absolutely get more than that power plays wise. So give me Owen Tippett here as my guy. By the way, OV 33% of shots on the power play. So if you're sitting there with a baseline of like, this is about what a power play funnel looks like. OV at 33%, Tippett's 30%. Like it's shades of the same idea where it's just the majority of looks are funneling through his stick, which is great. And Owen Tippett is good. So next game or anything else that you wanted to add?
No, you nailed it.
Okay.
You nailed it.
Great.
Yeah, player props for the Dallas Stars. I mean, I don't think you're incorrect to go to Pavelski, as you can kind of see. As this is just for a point. I'm gonna pull that first because it's as if they just don't think he's touching the puck on this line. It's like, oh boy, they're gonna get 2 points or minus. Like it's like Pavelski's not getting one. Well, I mean, they think he probably will, but I think that's just probably the easiest bet to take here. Maybe I go back to Marchment because I just love him, but
yeah, I think Pavelski is a better point prop bet than Hintz, to be honest. And,
yeah.
I don't think the sites have that as the case.
The sites are reactive and they're not predictive, and they're basically like, this guy hasn't done enough. Sorry, and it's like, well, he should have done more. So let's bet on him now when he's not doing enough. So then when he all of a sudden we see Pavelski on a 10-game point streak, we're like, we got there before the books did. So like I kind of look at these two as the premium rate shooters on their lines. Marchment isn't quite as involved offensively from a not in the power play one, which really hurts him. But I still think this line is just a bit tough to overlook.
Yeah, there's a game somewhere in National Stat Trick that's messed up because we're sorting on the last 10 games for me, 5 games for you. It's only showing 4, so I'm not sure which game's missing, but there's probably a data feed issue with Dallas that so I don't know, whatever. I think Pavelski point makes a ton of sense. I think the shots is fine as well. And that's about it. There's a ton of juice on Robertson, but he's also very good.
For 2, you get the big plus money. You could do it. You could definitely do it. I do worry that Dallas, if they get up 2-0 early and he only has 1 or 0 points, they're really not going to be rolling him out there as much because they're stupid and they'd rather let a team try to come back and beat them. So yeah, I think Pavelski for a point is just the easiest play here. And we can move over to the final 4 games. Still 4 left. Jesus. This is the Rangers in Anaheim. This is a Rangers team that probably should have lost. I think it's safe to say last night, but they got the W late.
I don't know. They turned it around after the first period. I don't. What did the underlying actually look like? Yeah, 2.9 to 2.1. Yeah, okay.
They ended up giving up a ton of shots. I just think the actual. Oh my God, if it ever wants to load, but. Yeah,
it was weird though because it wasn't when they had stretches of dominance. It wasn't either of the top 2 lines. It was literally the kid line, the Hedel, Kakko, and Lafreniere line that really sort of showed up and dominated play territorially. So they stepped into a matchup with this godforsaken Anaheim team. I personally am probably just going to come in pretty low on the Rangers in general. Looking through anything that the model spits out, Chris Kreider, his shot prop over is valid. Only minus 155. There's a decent amount of value on that, whether you look at historic trends only or you integrate recent games. So that's really the one I think that I would consider on the Rangers, just because he's probably a 3.5 type player at plus money, and it's 2.5 at minus money.
Wow.
So
yeah, no, I say jam it and let's move on.
Yep.
Kreider.
Okay.
That came down from last game, and did he? I mean, maybe he didn't hit, but I thought he hit. It's like better matchup. It was like minus 180 last night. He only had 1 shot attempt, 1 in.
Yeah, again, they
got
kind
of shot attempt. Though.
It was an empty netter too, I believe. What are the chances the Sabres do what they did last night again? Very small. How about that? Is that enough detail for you there, Mike? I don't know. They're not scoring 7 every night. Like that's on a back-to-back. I don't think that's. I don't think there's
No,
really
yeah.
anything there to it. If you go back on YouTube, we talked about that game a bit multiple times. So
I will give a couple puck luck picks that have been red hot after this for the money lines. As soon as we're done, we only got a couple games left. So
yeah,
let's
of course there's
go
a
to
chance.
whatever.
Mike, there's a chance Anaheim scores 7 too. Are you going to play Trevor Zegras? You could.
I think I'm playing the Blackhawks because there's a chance. Okay, yeah, Vancouver and Colorado. Colorado is bringing in a guy I'd never heard of before. I'm not sure if you did your homework on.
Dude, I love
What the
Oscar
heck's his name?
Olsson. I have Oscar
Oscar
Olsson
Olsson?
on like all of my dynasty teams. So
Not listed for a goal.
yeah,
so
he's not listed. He's probably not going to play. He's going to play 6 minutes or whatever because that's what they do.
Mhm.
But in general, he's a guy that I think long term I really like. Of course, I know you're telling me there's a chance that quote, Mike. My God, you think I'm some sort of uncultured swine?
Yes, Matt. You've never watched a movie, so the fact that you wouldn't know a Dumb and Dumber quote is not that crazy. Literally, it's like, Matt, have you seen like the most famous movie ever? No. Okay.
That's a good point. But I am an uncultured swine. That was the joke I was trying to land. But
what's the joke? So yeah, Pedersen 2.5 minus 140, and like I was saying, I think before we got rolling too heavily, is that I believe it's 2.5 on the books, and I'm not the books, the prize pickies, and no, it's 3 on underdog. Never mind. So prize picks is 2.5, but not that was the only other prize picks one. I didn't even put it in my parlay because I am a fish. Okay, so are you going Erod?
3.5.
The model hates it.
Probably not. Yeah.
Okay, here.
I think that's more of a power play bet type thing.
Ooh, I'll take a peek. We'll take a peek.
It's going to be
under,
I
under,
think plus
under,
2 something, but I talked about this last night. But he's getting like it maybe tied second, like most looks on the power play shots wise. So, yeah, plus 230. Yeah. It's just better than McCarr, Rantanen, McKinnon by a pretty large amount, and I think that's not really the way that their power play's been flowing at this point. So that's all that's a bet on.
Wow, even Lehkonen minus 230. I mean, you know what? I could be convinced to click on Erod for a point, but I could also just go back to shots and probably take McCarr and feel okay about it. What did the model say?
I think that works.
He missed last game. He had 2 in like the first period. He had like 10, not 10. He had like 6 attempts though. I'm pretty sure. Let's take a peek at his attempts. I think that McCarr is probably going to be the play here. I don't think you want to get too cute with this one. Okay, come on. I did like unders though. Actually, I liked unders on the others. With Garland under 2.5, is that just too much negative steam to really want to do?
Yeah, I can't do it.
Okay, me neither.
I can't do that.
So it's probably
Mike,
McCarr.
Are you guys maxing the $19 satellite? Well, this is a betting show, sir. But I have 20 in. I personally can't keep my sanity building more than 20, and I really don't want to use an optimizer, quite frankly. So I'll spend some time building my 20 set after this, but we'll see. I don't even know if it's still open or not. If I am comfortable with where my teams are, I might wind up building more, but right now I'm only planning on having 20 to that thing.
I have 5.
So there's your answer.
Sharks, Kraken. Hate this game. Hate everything about it. Not a single thing I like, but am I just going to take Everly or McCann for a point and move on?
Dude, just take Erik Karlsson for a point at that point.
Oh, Beniers too.
Like, why minus 120 versus Erik freaking Karlsson at minus 160? I don't know. Seems silly.
Game. McCann over 2.5. That can actually, but Beverly over 2.5.
Dude, I just,
I
get it, but like, if you hate this game,
interesting to you. I think Seattle will have shots.
The reason they're of interest to me is that the upside in DFS and the price is so low. Like, it's not like I think they're great. McCann shows up on the model shots wise, so do it, whatever.
I think you do it. I think you just do McCann.
Okay, that's fine. I don't have any argument there. What's his time on ice in the last 10 or last 5?
Yeah. Oh, we're pulling it up. I'm pretty sure it's going to say not the best.
Yeah, that's 61 minutes in 4 games. Christ. Yeah, I don't know. To me, that's an Erik Karlsson. Fine.
I know you're probably right too. Let's just do it. Okay, I'll just do it. Future Ottawa Senator again, back to Ottawa.
Last 10 games, Erik Karlsson has 5 goals, 9 primary assists, and 4 secondary assists. 18 points in 10 games.
Remember when the year started and he was like plus 110 for a point, and I was like, "This is so good," and he didn't hit for the first 2 games overseas, and I was like, "Darn it!"
Dan, your secret's safe with us.
I'm telling everyone.
Oh well, your secret's safe with me. Oh, don't broadcast it, DJ. What if his boss is watching?
He is. I double checked.
Okay.
His boss actually. What? Okay, no. He says it's fine. Final game.
Why is the boss in your bedroom, DJ?
This is my office.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. Okay, final game. I clicked point props first.
Christ. We're off the rails, people.
Go to shots. Ottawa's bad at defense. They called up what's his name? The prospect, Lassie Thompson. Doesn't probably bode well for Shabbat being back, in my opinion. But maybe they're just like, boy, we got to do something. We gotta put someone on defense that can maybe do anything. Yeah, Marchessault absolutely firing. 3.5. Oof. Darn it. Oh.
Yo, hear me out.
What? Okay, I'm listening.
Guaranteed goal, Chandler Stevenson, point prop.
Yeah, it's minus 195, but I can do it.
Is it better than Mark Stone?
It is. 190 and 210.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marchessault?
Yeah,
but
it's fine. Okay. Yeah, Marchessault's fine.
This
like Marchessault should not be that much lower. Yeah.
I hate this game. Oh wait.
Blindly
Robertson. I don't know what you mean. He can see. Can't see, but blindly Robertson.
I'm guessing Jason Robertson shot prop maybe, which
he's
if you're on YouTube and you scroll back, we went in order along the top there, but we did talk about every game in depth, so it shouldn't be too hard to jump around if you want to get our full thoughts. But yeah, we like Pavelski slightly more just because there's a ton of value placed on Pavelski based on recent trends.
Yeah.
We know that historically, Jason Robertson is great, but Joe Pavelski is really good too. So
7 attempts per game over the last 4. I don't know why.
Yep.
I think a Dallas game, yeah, right. It just isn't working. The last Dallas game just isn't showing up for me. It doesn't exist. Okay, so oh my God, I don't need a guide to betting. Yeah,
I mean,
what am I saying?
Yeah, do we really? Okay, so
why don't you how much does that pay?
140. Yeah, why don't you scroll through all the bets that we have in this card?
Mr. Tage Thompson over 3.5. I know, juicy, but the model actually likes it still. Roman Josi for a point. Just God, this guy's freaking good. Svechnikov for 3.5. It's Arizona. They absolutely stink, and Svechnikov absolutely rocks. This is the one that I think I kind of want to take out in the 15-leg parlay. But if you're just round robining this, it's the best value. I'm going to straight bet it for sure. Like not 205. I'll probably give a 25 on that pup because that's a really nice fun bet. Yeah, I think I'm just going to actually take. I'm not going to freaking put. I'm going to do another parlay with some crazier ones.
That's fine. I obviously.
Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to do both, except I'm only going to like.
You missed the Columbus. They were at the front.
Am I blind? Yeah. Oh, it's like the first watch, right?
Yeah.
But Robertson isn't. Kaprizov, which you like Zuccarello more. They're about the same price for one. Like Kaprizov's going to get one more shot than Zuccarello is my thesis, and I say yes. I say he will. So
2-1.
Oh,
It's 2 shots to 1 shot. Here we go. Can't wait. Minnesota kills.
Jesper Bratt shooting just as much
Love
as
it.
everyone else on the Devils. Good matchup, bad defense for Toronto at this point. I still think
Plus
they're good
money,
defensively.
insane.
Yeah, we get the unders here, the back-to-backs. Rust off the top power play. Just, I think it's value. You think it's value. It's like, how many 5-on-5 shots are Pittsburgh really going to have against a Flames team that has just been world-beating defensively? And even though Penguins have been better offensively than the average, is it enough? I say there's not going to be the amount of volume you need in this game. So I agree. Palmieri off the second power play. You want to go?
On Rust, just Zucker and Malkin, they've been very good. So that line's been very good, but they're shooting more than Rust is currently, which is another reason for it. Like, he's off the top power play and he's like a tertiary shooter right now at 5-on-5. So the books just don't know that he's not on the top power play, basically, because they're not paying attention like we are. So that's how that bet gets there. And same deal with Palmieri.
We go right back to Owen Tippett and say he's not playing Calgary, he's playing Washington, and the odds are better. So makes a lot of sense. The minutes are there, the rate shooting's there. Everything you want about this play is there, except he didn't hit last game. So I think people just aren't going to do it because the people are very finicky. Pavelski, again, it's like he should be producing way more points than he has on the year. It's definitely one of those guys where it's not even like he's been bad. He's over a point per game player. And it almost feels like he just hasn't been involved for some reason. I don't know what it is, but the books are like, this guy is absolute garbage compared to both his line mates. And he's 21 points in 19 games. I don't know. It's Chicago. This seems easy, but who knows? It's going to be Robertson for 3 goals and Pavelski no points. Can't wait. Kreider, better matchup. He didn't hit last game, but this is a better matchup. Maybe the best matchup you could possibly want. The Ducks are historically bad defensively. It got better than it was against LA. And Carlson, Matt, kind of, I get it. It's like, how do we not? But at the same time, part of me just wants to take McCann's shot, but he's just not getting the minutes. It's tough. Jonathan Marchessault, just the best value, top power play, shooting more than anyone on the team. Ottawa is just a train wreck defensively and in net right now. And I'm going Cole Caulfield for this parlay. I'm going to do another one with probably less bets in it that pays out a similar amount with Matheson. And I'm definitely going to bet Matheson for the power play point. That might be the best value on the entire night. I got my prize pick slip with the JJ prop for tomorrow, and I have 3 underdog picks right now. I'm still going through it, try to find a couple more values.
You're tweeting those, right?
Oh, they'll be on Twitter before I leave the house here.
Yes, and your handle is in your little thing there, so make sure you're following DJ.
McCann, Matt, you know what? McCann, Eberle, and Schwartz, all 2 on underdog. For shots. What do you say?
Do you want me to pick one?
The model likes Schwartz. I know the model likes Schwartz. I don't even have to ask the model. It's going to tell me Schwartz. I'll just look at the last game really quickly.
I would say probably McCann. Just given their power play structure. I think a lot of their offense flows through him by default. But
yep, I agree. Okay. Oh, I thought I'd say Carlson for a point. It was an assist only. No thanks. They have Stone 2.5. Yeah, no. March. So
while you're looking through your stuff there, Dan, you mentioned Oscar Olsson. Yeah, I'm also very high in him as a prospect. But yeah, we have to see it first as far as time on ice, and he doesn't have a goal prop listed, or else I might actually throw some shekels in there. But I'll look around. Worth keeping an eye on, because Colorado needs depth contributors, of course, just given how expensive their high end guys are and how banged up those guys are. So we'll see if he can work his way into a top 9 type role where he's getting 15 minutes a night, but not really too much to ask for in terms of betting. So DJ, continue on.
I'm still looking. This is tough. I'm trying to think what game.
On which site? Underdog?
Yeah, this is tough. There's just not a lot of good fun. Wow. We'll go Pekka Luukkonen over under 3.5 goals against.
Yeah, I don't have pick'ems in PA. So
Cousins over 2.
Over anything.
Cousins over 2. Cousins over 2.
Sure. Yeah. No, I like it. Yeah.
So it's Bratt, Cousins, Nuge, all the same carried over. Ovechkin's half a shot down on this site, and McCann. Yep. Okay. So they're going to be somewhat similar, but you know what? This is how I win, baby.
Zuccarello versus Blake Wheeler is a shot prop on Underdog.
Yeah, that to me feels like you're just like that feels like the biggest tilt fest ever. I hate that. It's definitely Zuccarello too. Let's pull him up. I want to pull them both up now. I feel like you're going to go into that game feeling so good about Zuccarello, and he's going to pass everything off, and Wheeler's going to have his peak game just to spite. But Wheeler, 5 attempts.
Yeah, I mean, Perfetti could be resurrecting Wheeler's career. We'll see, but
that like it honestly feels that way, and I hate that. I freaking do not like it.
All right.
All right, Underdog slip. And I'm posting it the correct way so I don't get yelled at by anyone. It's what the heck? DJ Bets. That's my hashtag. That people love it. It's trending around the world. It's crazy. Yeah, so I think we've probably gone long enough. So I will post this 15 leg parlay that I'm probably gonna round robin. Let me look. What's round robining cost? I gotta look. Okay. Can you not click all combos when you do it on the computer? What the heck?
All combos here would be thousands and thousands of bets. Yeah.
Yeah, but what are we even doing if we're not seeing how much it costs?
Christ almighty.
Doesn't even want to tell me how much it is, I guess. If I log in, I don't want to log in right now. Okay, I'll just take a look at this. These are the best bets per game. We're going to post it. We're going to post everything. And then I'm going to condense it into a smaller list of like 6 or 7. And then I'm just going to probably post I'll post everything really briefly. If I get off of this, I can probably get this done a lot faster. Last but not least, I'll pull this up. This is the Puck Luck, the bets. It likes Winnipeg. That's actually
minus. We know that Puck Luck loves goaltending.
It loves goaltending, so that's what you're betting on there.
Hellebuck and Gustafsson. Not how I do it personally, but
I do find that plus 135 is actually seems a little odd though. Like that's on the road. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. That one's up to you. I agree with Matt. It's definitely, you are saying that the goaltending continues, and that is a great bet. If it doesn't continue, you're gonna feel sad. A lot of favorites, pretty heavy favorites are nice. I agree with this Washington. That seems fine, but I think you can just find a better bet in this game, like we found.
Personally, I love player props because you can sort of layer on your thoughts about the game without needing to basically bet on goalies, which is also the reason we lean toward shot props over points. It's just like, we can't predict whether a goalie's stopping 98% of the shots he faces in a night or 90.1 or whatever. And that has a huge difference in, outcomes. So, the shots are more stable, and that's, that's how it goes. So.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything else we really need to. Sometimes I like to just take one peek at the shot totals if there's anything that stands out. He could have been Hellboy under 20. It's a bit insane, but honestly, you could convince me of it. Korpisalo, I think this is why you bet Caulfield. He's going to see so many freaking shots. I do agree. Let me zoom in a little bit. I think this is probably hard to see. 35 on Korpisalo. Yeah, I think that makes some sense. Yes, I said 30 on Olmark. I think that also makes sense per what we have. Pittsburgh to 25 here. This is I think this all I don't think Pittsburgh's going to have a ton of shots. This I think is even low. I think Sorokin's going to see even more than 30. Okay. Yeah. Anything here look good or interesting or make you kind of peek your head up?
No. Well, the formatting of this page is very nice.
It's very helpful. Yeah, this is paywalled, but I think no, this isn't paywalled. I don't think this is paywalled.
Interesting.
Let me tweet it to you quick. You check really fast.
I mean, let's see. I can type in puckluck.com/
you know how to do that?
/starting-goalies.
Okay.
Yeah, no, not paywalled, so that's
That's
cool.
not. Yeah, I for a second there, I'm like, I think it's no, it's not. Okay, and yep. So yeah, Prize Picks. Like I said, that does. If you have Prize Picks legal in your state, you have any money on there. I don't keep a lot because I just don't like their site, and I kind of didn't like them because they were just sort of useless to us. But you have that free square though. I mean, as long as JJ gets a single reception over a single yard, and then doesn't go backwards after that. As long as he continues to produce forward yardage at all, that's a hit. So you only need 4 to get there. $20 is the max, but like Cider is a humongous edge over 1.5. I think that Cousins, Spratt, and Nugent Hopkins at 2 are all like really nice in that kind of a structure where you're doing 5. Oh, you could do 6 now. I didn't even think of that. Well, whatever.
You have to flex pay it though. Can you even
You're
flex
right.
the Jefferson thing? I have no idea. Maybe you can.
Whatever. I just don't care. But I think kind of having 3 guys at 2 and 1 guy that we have is like an ultra safe, like one of the model's favorite bets in the entire night in both side over 1.5 is sort of like a good way to do it where you're kind of not having to pay the flex to get the flex. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So yeah. Posted, easy day, easy money. I got to drive to Rochester. Any last notes, news, thoughts, anything here?
No, make sure you're in the Morningscape Pod Discord. DM me or DM the podcast or DJ if you want access to it. Obviously, if you DM DJ right now, he'll probably be in the car, so we can't help you. But if I find anything like line changes wise that we haven't touched on between the podcast last night and this show, I will post that in the Discord. So I highly urge anyone who just is in love with this stuff to, if you missed the beginning of the show, go back and listen. But also last night we go game by game, mostly from a DFS perspective, but we talk about a lot of the recent trends and line changes and things like that that you need to know, which are obviously relevant for betting as well. So our handles are in the little boxes here. And the podcast is the Morningscape podcast, of course. So, find us there if you haven't yet.
This right here is a good reason to join in to the Discord.
And I will get that updated for today as well. This is based on last night's data, which obviously doesn't have the Rangers and what the Buffalo sort of onslaught updated and everything else. So
yep. Once you put that in there, maybe you want me to maybe tweet it when I get home so I can say like, hey, or I don't know, whatever. Who cares? We're good.
Just join the freaking Discord, you degenerates. We don't bombard you with shit, so it's good to be in.
It's almost the end of November. I don't know where we're at with this model. We should probably discuss that off the books, but we'll get to hopefully having this exist somewhere a little bit more fluid and not as many things, but some of this stuff is good for us to look at. But yeah, we ran through everything. I think that's good. Happy Thanksgiving to America. Happy I don't know what Canadians are doing. Probably just being in Canada is probably pretty cool.
They're watching football while working.
Yeah.
Sounds like a perfect day to me.
Okay. Well, anything else?
Minus the football part, but watching sports while working. No, I have nothing else. So DJ, sounds like you're putting off the drive. So go make the drive.
I am. 100%. I'm just like, shoot, I haven't even packed. I'm only going for like a day. Okay. Let's get out of here. Thanks for jumping in. I'm not really sure how many people ended up viewing this. I'll check that when we're done. I'll be posting the slip before I head out the door, and we'll talk to you. We're not going to record Thursday for Friday, and I'm working Friday. Yeah, I think that's everything. Though.
Yeah,
what am I missing?
Friday, get in the Discord because I'll be in the Discord doing stuff. Not working, but not doing a show or anything. So just join the Discord. It's a good place to hang out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. That Friday, I'm gonna get out of work and go play hockey immediately, and then go to the Sabres game. So yeah, no chance. We will talk. Peace.
Okay. Thanks all. See ya.